Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xentoro here and welcome back to another video. Now I hope all of you are doing well because I am as always, and in this video we're going to be doing a crazy little challenge here in Infinite Flight, and basically every minute I've got a little spin the wheel which hopefully I've managed to put on the board for you all. I've got a little spin the wheel and every minute we're going to spin that wheel and we're going to see what comes up. Now I've put on a load of random challenges on there like flaps jam, engine failure, thrust disappears, you know, flaps fail and all that other random stuff. Now I've just put a few of the quick random ones I could think of, and hopefully they're going to be more than adequate for us to complete this challenge. But I'm thinking it's going to be a good fun challenge. We've never done anything like this before on the channel. So the second we depart the runway, I'm going to start a timer on my phone or a stopwatch. And when it hits 1 minute, we're going to start that very first challenge. So we'll actually do it the second we start rolling here and get off in the air. So I am on casual server. However, I am willing to do this on an expert server, potentially maybe away from major traffic in the near future if enough of you enjoy this video. So obviously we're doing some professional pilot skills here. So let's just roll down this runway, and the second we get airborne, that timer is going off. So I'm going to try and have to like liven my phone at the same time, and we can rotate now, and that timer is going. So we are in the air, and we're going to want to turn right, and I'm trying to get us as much altitude as we can physically possible. Obviously we're going to try and stay within speed limits, so we're going to try and keep towards that 250. So I can set that on autopilot actually for 250. Make sure we don't exceed it. And I'm going to put LNAV on as well. Now obviously this is like the worst flight plan we've all ever seen in our life, but we are at 25 seconds as well now since takeoff, and we're at a few thousand feet now, so we're getting some good altitude on us for this video. I was a bit worried we'd like lose thrust a bit too early, but we do not want to get too high. So ideally maybe 8,000 feet by the next waypoint would be good, and then I can begin our descent. But it's almost time to spin that wheel, so I'm going to keep our vertical speed in that already. Now obviously I've purposely gone to a high altitude for this video, and we've done it. So we're going to spin this wheel because it's 56 seconds on my timer now. We're going to see what it's come up with. We are now at max thrust for 2 minutes, so we're going to have to disable speed and probably get about 20 violations here. So that 2 minutes is starting now. So when our timer hits 3 minutes, thrust can go back to normal. So just write that down. There we go. Now if you are new here as well and this is your first time on the channel, please do make sure you like and subscribe. We're actually going to make it to Heathrow a lot quicker than I thought, because we are now, what's our speed? We are at 370 knots and we're only 30 seconds into max thrust. This is not looking good for us at all here. Hopefully we can do a little bit better. I mean, we're at 10,000 feet. We're way too high for this airport. This is ridiculous. I didn't think Gatwick to Heathrow was actually this short of a flight. But we're going to spin that wheel as well now, because we've got a few seconds left now, so I can see what our next thing is as well. It looks like no rudder, so we can't use the rudder for the rest of the flight. If we do use the rudder, well, we're in big trouble. So let's write that down as well. No rudder, just because my memory is awful. I've written that down here. Now what is our speed looking at now? I mean, Heathrow is way down here somewhere. There's a guy coming in for landing, so I'd imagine they're over here. Now it looks like there's a few people trying to be serious at Heathrow, so what we're going to do is change our destination to London City. However, of course, I'm not opposed to trying Heathrow if anyone wants to try Heathrow at some point. So we should do that little approach down to London City, so it's a bit of a nicer route here. And we are almost able to remove that thrust issue, because I really want to bring down that vertical speed now down to almost zero. And we can actually see all of the people at London Heathrow. There it is down there. There's a lot of aeroplanes here at London Heathrow. We're going to spin that wheel the second we get down to zero here. And we can also, as it's about to hit 3 minutes, we can cut down that power. There we go. We're going to cut down our power now to zero, put our spoilers on in flight. And our flaps are no longer working, so fully failed actually, so we'll keep it down at that 5%. However, we still have spoilers. I haven't mentioned anything about spoiler failure, thankfully. I mean, that's a big thankful for us here, so we've not got too much going for us here. However, hopefully we can get that speed going down, and we are going to want to descend pretty soon. So I'm thinking we do a nosedive. So we'll see what our 4-minute issue is here with infinite flight, and hopefully a little nosedive will fix us out here. Look at all the aeroplanes down there, all on the runways, multiple planes on the same runway, casual server at its finest. And if we look over here, we should be able to see London City Airport, our lovely destination. There it is. So that's where we're headed very shortly, and we've just about to hit 4 minutes. So we're going to start and spin that lovely wheel here. We're sort of hoping for like an engine failure. Right, our gear's fully failed. That means we are landing without any gear. So no gear. I think the sooner we get on the ground, the better it might be. I mean, we still have full thrust in the aircraft. We're also at a pretty good altitude. I mean, the worst thing we can probably get now is full thrust, and engine failure is fine and everything, because with this altitude we can definitely gain enough speed to slowly guide us down to the ground. Now we are going to start vertical speed up, so we're going to bring down that vertical speed nice and slowly now to -2000. I mean, we'll just keep on descending nice and smoothly whilst gaining speed as well, which isn't going to be too bad of an issue for us here. Now I've just scraped something on my desk. We are at 45 seconds now, 4 minutes 45 seconds, which means we have 10 seconds until we can spin that wheel, and I'm ready. I've spun it accidentally by it already. It's fine. What will our next issue be? Our gear jammed. Do you know what? We're going to skip that anyway, because our gear, we've already got ruined gear. We've already got no rudder as well. So we'll do one more spin, see if it's anything else decent, because we've already got these 2 issues. No, it's going to give us gear jammed again, so it doesn't like us. I mean, it must already know surely that we're not landing with any gear. Spoiler siren flight mode, and our flaps are jammed, so we cannot actually lose any more speed. And we've got no rudder as well. I need to remember that rudder one, because I feel like I'm going to forget that. And if we look down here somewhere, London City Airport should be just behind our little co-pilot here. So please move so I can see the runway. Let's just see what the time is. Looking at my phone, it's just shut on me. It's 5 minutes 37, so we're not looking too shabby. We're a lot higher than we really want to be here. We really want to be like 10,000 feet lower. So we're going to do an emergency dive. Straight down to the ground, and we're going to spin that wheel in the same time. I really need to do this. We've got dual engine failure for 2 minutes. That's brilliant. So now we've got to go to engines and knock both of them off. We are now engineless, so this is actually probably ideal. Especially with speed and everything. I mean, we've got no flaps, we've got no rudder, we've got pretty much nothing. Oh, and we've lost HUD. Right. I mean, I didn't make a rule about not using HUD. I probably should have put something in about no spoilers or anything, but the airport's over there, so we're gonna have to make that right turn. Now we are looking a bit messy for speed as well now. 283 knots I can see at the bottom of the screen, but we're going to try and land now without any power, and I'd imagine that timer is coming along now to 6 minutes 45, which means we're going to have another issue with our aircraft not too soon. So we're actually looking good on our flight plan here. Let's spin that wheel once again, see what we're going to be given. No thrust for 2. We've already got no thrust for 2 minutes. I mean, we can't have much more go wrong with our aircraft, but it does look like we're going to be able to make it safely to our airport here. I mean, no thrust, I'll just put power on 0, just to, you know, make sure everyone knows that we're going to thrust. I mean, you can literally see here in settings, engines are on 3%. There we go. So that's for 2 minutes. So that runs out, actually. We can power on our engines in about 45 seconds. However, that's going to be too little too late. So we're going to come on down here. Now we're at a decent speed. I'm quite happy with what our speed is and our altitude, really. We're actually looking really good. Now the only issue is we have absolutely no rudder for the rest of our flight. I'm just hoping we don't get anything like you can only turn right or left. It's probably going to happen to us now. So we're going to try and can we line up as quickly as we can. Because if we get one of those only turn left or right, we're in a bit of trouble. It's 58, 59. So that's just gone now. It's almost like I called it. We can only turn right. Okay, right, we're nowhere near our line to our runway, but we can bonk on our engines. So we've got to go to our master panel, and we've got to do this properly. I'm worried about we're losing a little bit of speed here. I should probably put our strobe and landing lights on. That would have been helpful. but we are in big trouble here if I can find the APU on. Can we bonk on our engines? It goes turn on the master switch of the electrical panel. Lovely. I have no idea what I'm doing. So we're just gonna keep this, you know, just casual right bank angle here, as you generally do during these flights. Have lovely bank angles, and we're gonna start our next spin as well. Get that in a bit early. Our engines don't want to work for us, which is so kind of them. And we're getting scaringly quite low. We can only turn right. I presume that's for the rest of it, but we are having to go max thrust. And why can't I get these engines on? I'm going to try and figure out what I've done. I can always auto start the aircraft, which might be the shout. We're going to auto start the aircraft. Now we can only do max thrust for 2 minutes. So we either, well, we're going to try and land. There is an aircraft in our vicinity, very close to us. You can just see that American guy. And there is actually an aircraft about to witness our... this is going to be a shambolic attempt at a landing. So it's actually going to end up being more of a flyby, because we can only turn right, really. There's no way we're landing this aircraft with max thrust. So we'll just do a little flyby. I mean, is that an A330 at London City Airport? And I thought I was bad with a 777 as well. So that's quite cool. There's an A330 there. We're going to do some acrobatics. And we're going to try and bring this aircraft into land very shortly. I mean, next time we do this, we can do stuff like only fly inverted. We're casually inverted over the city of London. And we can do our next spin as well. We're a bit late on that spin, but that's fine. Right engine fails for the full flight. Okay. I'm perfectly fine with engine 2 failing. So we are currently inverted. I'm waiting for a good opportunity to try and fix this. So the only turn right has now expired anyway. So we can try and sort out this mess of an aircraft. And we're only at full thrust with one engine, which isn't good. So engine 2, nothing can now change to it as it's failed for our full flight. While our other engine is quite operational, so I'm going to recommend we do an awful bank. We're going to try and get this plane on the ground, so I feel like we're definitely going to get it this time, 100% without fail. We can spin that wheel for that one final time, and fingers crossed it gives us another engine failure. So flaps are fully failed. We've already had that one. However, I believe max thrust is also now disabled. I might be wrong. It might have been something else about the max thrust, but our plan is we're going to make a nasty right bank for the airport. So there's the airport. There's no plane there. We seem to have scared him off. I suppose he didn't like our flyby we did earlier. I can't use the rudder brakes because they are, well, they're part of the rudder. So we can't even use the rudder on our final approach, and we've got no landing gear. So the airport's... we've actually missed the airport. I've really misjudged this turn. But I think we're going to be alright. I think we can do this. It's going to be a lot harder than I wanted it to be, which is fine. So we're going to try and come in here nice and gently. Nice and smoothly. That's it. As a 777 does land like this. There we go. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. There's no shadow of a doubt here. We're gonna belly this thing. We crashed. Yeah, that's not very good. Okay, well, we seem to have failed. Let's have a look at what that looked like in replay mode, because we completely butched that. 12 minutes as well was one hell of a flight. It's kind of embarrassing from me, actually. A bit unfortunate, but sorry, there's always next time, But let's just see how bad that final approach looked, because we did mess up very badly. So here's the massive aircraft here, trying to do some awful bank angles. I don't even know what we're doing here. We've got our spoilers out as well. And we're sort of diving towards the airport, and then we're going to make like an awful little right turn there, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, and then we crashed. I'm starting to think maybe our approach might have been a bit too fast. If there's anything I'd change about the approach, I'd probably come in a bit faster. I mean, I don't see an issue with that landing at all there. I think that was a phenomenal landing. So yeah, if you guys did actually make it this far, please do make sure to like, subscribe, especially if you're new. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you in my next video. Good night.